Christmas is over, but you probably have lots of Christmas goodies still left in your fridge. And here to help us out with those leftover food, we have Korey Kealey on the show this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Korey. Thanks for joining us here today. Very excited to see what you have in store for us.
I know, I was laughing. I'm like, I've got some squash and potatoes. What can I do with them?
What can you do with them?
There's so much you can do. You probably do have some leftover mashed
potatoes. I do,
potatoes.
actually. We had them last night, and I was sitting there with these big things thinking, what should I can't give it to my dog. What do I do with all this stuff?
You can make a potato dip. And I love the idea of this is a Greek dip. I love the idea of it because it doesn't have any cream and dairy in it. So you can get that delicious kind you want to dig into it. But you're using olive oil and garlic and potatoes.
So it's a little bit healthy as well.
It's easy. And the recipe calls to beat up your potatoes.
Okay.
Part of my concern around beating up potatoes is that they become very gummy.
Okay.
So I am using my potato ricer. Have you ever seen one of these?
You know what, I haven't.
It's very low tech. It's basically a giant garlic press with little tiny holes to it. So what you're going to do is just put your potatoes in there and squeeze it. And it gives a consistent little...
I actually thought that was rice in the dish you had already. I didn't realize that was the potato.
So we're just going to rice 2 potatoes. So you're just going to cook. If you have 2 leftover potatoes, that's all you need. And then you're going to finally chop up some garlic or mince it. I was showing you garlic. You can still find Ontario garlic. On a braid like this. This braid will last a year. I bought it in August. And as you can see, it's getting smaller, but I'm so happy to grab the fresh flavor. It's still there and delicious. So your garlic, I was telling you about, has very, very good cancer-fighting properties in it. But one of the things I learned when I was reading about cancer and tumors and stuff is that garlic actually has been proven to shrink tumors. But one of the things that it has 2 compounds in it that come together once it's smashed. Okay. So when you're cooking, if you smash your garlic like that...
I've never seen it smashed that way. That's a great way to do it.
It does 2 things. It helps you slip off the skins, but if you do that, just let it sit there like that, it's going to also let these compounds come together and just give you that much more nutrition in the food you're eating.
So you do have to let it sit like that as well?
You're supposed to let it sit a little bit. So what you can do is, smash it and then come back to it afterwards.
And it doesn't come together when you chop it up, just when you smash it?
When you smash it.
That's so cool.
Neat, huh?
Great little facts. Yeah, you get to smash your garlic and you get some cancer-fighting properties.
Yeah, you get your frustration out and everything else. Right. So we're going to add, this calls for 3 cloves of garlic. It's like crazy. I made the first one with 3 and I was like, oh my goodness, it's burning my mouth. So I'm going to put a little bit less in, but it's fabulous. And then basically, where's this? Because I've riced it, it's just kind of going to come together. We're going to add some cider vinegar, apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon, and a little bit of salt. I've put some pepper in already. Okay. And then 1/3 cup of olive oil. Very good, heart-healthy, delicious.
This is a great dish you can serve on New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah, and you're just going to bring it together until it gets really nice and creamy. I did beat it. The first one I did beat, and I was like, I knew this was going to happen. It became very, very gummy.
Is this the one you beat?
Yeah, and it's good, but it's gummy. So you just try if you are going to beat it.
You know what? I can see the difference already.
Don't overdo it. And you want to try this one and that one?
Okay, I'll try the
And then to garnish, you're just going to sprinkle a little bit of paprika. Or you could do some chives.
Is that what this is? And do you serve this cold, or do you eat this
You could eat it room temperature, I would think. Not hot, probably. But just, it's delicious and kind of light, and who doesn't love potatoes?
It's so good. It almost tastes like mashed potatoes a little bit.
Yeah, it's so good.
And can you use squash as well?
Well, that's it. Okay, so the leftover squash, we're going to make into brownies in the next segment. So
brownies with leftover squash.
Leftover squash.
And how would you serve this? Obviously, I'm eating with crackers.
Yeah, that's exactly. You could use it with vegetables. This would be fabulous to put on a wrap or something as a base, like to get that gooey. Hummus? Yeah, instead of hummus. Just fun appetizer for New Year's Eve. You want to try it more? This one? Did you try this one?
I did try that one. And I can notice the differences in taste.
Yeah.
In texture, sorry.
Yeah.
This one is a lot more gummy, but this one is a lot more light and fresh.
Yeah, I like this one.
And I can taste the difference in garlic, too.
And the garlic, well, that one,
very overpowering. I love garlic,
so
for me, it's fine. But for someone who doesn't want bad breath on New Year's Eve, it might be better to go with
you and I will just have to hang out together.
It might be deterring all your potential mates on New Year's Eve. I don't know.
All these recipes are on foodlandontario.ca. Perfect. There's anything you need to know about buying, storing, if you have leftover potatoes, if you have a squash, if you don't know what kind it is, and you want to know how to, if you need to cook it before you freeze it, any of those tips. So it's such an amazing resource for fruits and vegetables. But not only that, now it's also into dairy, cheeses, breads, anything in Ontario.
All right, well, I'm going to keep on eating here as we head
Yes,
into break, because we do have to take a short break right now. And I see the guys are coming in to dig here.
What are we eating?
Yeah,
These
potato
are
dip.
potato dip.
So delicious.
Potato dip.
Yeah.
Plenty more to come, though. We're going to learn squash brownies coming up next.